Welcome back, my dear students. Our lesson today is number 3, measuring the angle between the two straight lines. Hence, if we know that the slopes of the two straight lines M1 and M2, the slopes are M1 and M2, okay? And the angle between two straight lines is theta. Then tan theta equals the absolute value of this fraction, M1 minus M2 over 1 plus M1 times M2, where theta must between 0 and pi over 2. That means it lies at the first quadrant. Okay, that means also this theta is acute angle. Okay, find the measure. Example 1. Find the measure of the angle between the two straight lines. The first straight line, x minus 2y plus 5 equals 0. The second, 2x plus 4y minus 7 equals 0. Okay, let's get the first slope. Okay, how can we get the slope from this equation? We studied before that these equations, when x and y in the first or in one side, then the slope equal negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. The slope here, negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. Negative, the number coefficient of x is 1, then negative 1. Okay, over coefficient of y is negative 2, then equal half. M2, also negative coefficient of x, negative 2. Okay, negative coefficient of x, that means change the coefficient of x. Okay, negative 2 over the coefficient of y with the same sign. Positive is also positive. Okay, it's negative half in the simplest form. That's right, the rule, our rule to get the measure of the angle between the two straight lines. Tan theta equals the difference M1 half minus M2 negative half over 1 plus half times negative half. Okay, let's compute half minus negative half, that means plus half. 1 plus half times negative half, negative quarter. Okay, half plus half equals 1. 1 plus negative quarter, 3 quarters. That means the simplest form will be 4 over 3. This is tan theta. And we can get theta. This is the measure of the angle. Okay, the required theta. Okay, find the measure is theta. Okay, tan inverse. How can we write it on your calculator? Shift 10. Shift 10. 4 over 3. Okay, and get the value of theta. After getting this result, write comma to get it in degrees, minutes, and seconds. At the last step, the angle will be 53 degrees and 8 minutes. This is the first question. The second question, find the measure of the acute angle between the two straight lines, L1. This form is the vector equation 2, 3 plus k, 4 and 3 are equal, the second one are equal 1 plus 6 plus k dash 7 and negative 7. Okay, let's get the first slope M1 and the second M2. The first slope equal, from this form we can write it y over x from here. Y over x, yes, y 3 over 4, x is 4. And also the slope from here, negative 1 y over 7. Okay, and substitute in our equation or our rule. Tan theta equals m1 3 over 4 minus m2 negative 1 over 7 over 1 plus 3 over 4 times negative 1 over 7, and compute 3 over 4 plus 1 over 7 over 1 plus 3 over 4 times negative 1 over 7, negative 3 over 28. Okay, and get tan theta by using your calculator. Tan theta, it will be equals 1. When tan theta equals 1, I hear you that theta will be 45. Yes, if you don't know it, write theta equal shift tan and will appear tan inverse as I said before. Okay, write shift tan 1 equals comma, it will be 45 degrees. Then theta, the angle or the measure of the angle between the two straight lines, 45 degrees only. Another idea, number 3, prove that the two lines which have the first form in the vector, the second form in the Cartesian, are parallel. Let's start with what is the meaning of that straight lines are parallel? Yes, that means the two straight lines have the same slope. That means m1 equals m2. Yes, let's prove it. Let's get the first slope and the second slope, and if they are equal, then the two straight lines are parallel. Yes. The first slope from the first equation, okay, we can write it, yes, y over x, y over x, y negative 2 over 1, it will be negative 2. And m2 from the second equation, okay, this is the Cartesian form, and x and y in the same side, hence we will use negative coefficient of x, negative 2, over coefficient of y is 1. Negative coefficient of x, that means negative 2 over 1, that means negative 2. Okay, when m1 equal m2, as you see, then the two straight lines L1 parallel to L2. Another idea, example 4. If the measure of the acute angle between the two straight lines, L1 and L2, equals 45, hence he gives us the measure of the angle between the two straight lines. And the two straight lines, the first one, x plus 5y equals 3, and the second, x plus ky plus 2 equals 0. Note that the coefficient of y is k. Find the value of k. Okay. Let's write the rule. The rule say that tan theta equals the absolute value of the difference between the slopes over 1 plus the product of the slopes. Okay, let's get m1 and m2, and we know that theta equals 45. Yes. m1 from L1, x and y in the same side, that means negative coefficient of x, negative 1, over coefficient of y, 5. The second straight line, okay, x and y in the same side also, that means negative coefficient of x, negative 1, yes, over coefficient of yk. Okay, let's substitute about m1, m2, theta in our rule. Tan theta, replace theta by 45 degrees equals the absolute value of the difference between the slopes, m1, negative 1 over 5, minus m2, negative 1 over k, over 1 plus negative 1 over 5 times negative 1 over k. We know before that tan 45 equals 1. we can use your calculator to get 1. The absolute of, let's unify first. Unify denominators, 5 times k, 5k. Okay. And use cross multiplication. K times -1, negative k, minus 5 times -1, negative 5. Negative is positive. Okay. Over 1 plus, this times this, negative times negative, positive 1, 5 times k, 5k. Okay, let's compute. Negative k plus 5 over 5k, and we can write this one, replace it by 5k over k, over 5k also. Then this expression will be 5k plus 1 over 5k. The same denominators, okay, cancel them and write negative k plus 5 over 5k plus 1 in our absolute value. And hence, we can write the absolute value equals 1, then the inside negative k plus 5 equal numerator equal denominators. If this fraction equals 1, it will be the numerator equals denominator, okay? And it may be equal -1, okay, or -1, that means change one of them and write they are equal. 5k plus 1, and change the sign of the numerator. Negative k will be k, positive 5 to be negative 5, and get here the value of k. The value of k, we will transfer it. 5k plus k equals 5 minus 1, 6k, equals 4, then k equals 4 over 6. It will be in the symbols 4, 2 or 3. And also here 5k minus k equals negative 5 minus 1, 5k minus k 4k, negative 5 minus 1, negative 6, k equal negative 6 over 4. It will be in the symbols for negative 3 over 2. Okay, hence we have two values of k. K equals 2 over 3 or negative 3 over 2, and this is our required in our example.